you'll let your flesh talk for you. So your flesh basically make you downgrade your standards or lower the bar versus you actually upholding the standard. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the More Purpose Podcast, where we talk from everything from faith to finances. I'm your host, Clarence. Our co-host is still on sabbatical, but don't worry. We got 3 special guests right here for y'all. My boys, we go way back. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Right?
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Bryce. Been a friend of Clarence's a long time. Happy to be here, man.
Look out.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
What's up, y'all? My name Jaden Perkins, a.k.a. JP. Been
The Don, baby, the Don.
Money Man P.
for years, man. Yeah.
Hey, what's good, everybody? My name is Jamal. Yeah, me and CL go way back, man.
Hoopage days, boy.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, I had to bring the fellas up here, man, because y'all be hearing me and my own perspective on the pod, but I wanted to tap into people that y'all don't always see on the pod, but they be around, they in our circle, they're a part of our success and growth as well as just humans and part of the podcast as well. But we want to tap into like different things as far as manlyhood, trauma, being a man, like different characteristics that we need, relationships, loyalty, cheating, all that. We're gonna tap into it all. So I hope y'all ready. Get your popcorn. We're not gonna have no chase on this. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Everybody cut from a different cloth out here, so give us some, you know what I'm saying, give a little grace in the conversation. So transparent conversation. But other than that, we about to tap right into this joint. And the first one is we're gonna come right out the gate with a heavy hitter. So y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Send it.
So the first one is basically, cause I know there's a lot of people that's watching, I myself included, that's been through this experience as far as how do you, I'm gonna say it like this, what does divorce in your family, like how does it affect you as a child watching your family go through a divorce? And how does that affect your future relationships as far as you getting married in the future?
I can start off. Go ahead.
Me personally, I don't really. Well, I haven't experienced like I didn't come up from a divorce like household, so I've seen my parents together. I say like it definitely is a big influence on like who I choose to be with, kinda. So I would say it definitely helps like seeing like your parents together, and like that's really all like I can really say. Like I know B, you have like a kind of a different perspective, so I want to let you get that out, kind of.
All right. So I'm gonna just kick it to y'all like this. So probably 6th or 7th grade is my first heard my parents about. They first told me the news like, "Yo, son, yeah, me and your mother thinking about having a divorce." In my mind, I'm like,
What you mean?
what do you mean?
What?
Like, in my mind, because I'm an overthinker, so I'm thinking from every different scenario that I can. But I'm also a youngin', so I'm not thinking as much. But also, I have thoughts in my head. It's like, is it my fault? Like, what did I do? Is it my brother's fault? Like, what's going on? Like, what do y'all got going on? Like, we supposed to be a family. I didn't think this was ever supposed to happen. I'm thinking y'all supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, ride or die until to the grave. So when I first came about those news, of course I was heartbroken in a way. You know what I'm saying? I was very uncomfortable talking about it between in the midst of like my mom and my dad, like alone, just having a conversation alone. I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Like, I just felt like everything was just falling apart. So as I got older, I kind of understood, you know what I'm saying? So, but also another thing, when I had grown up and not seeing like my mother not being with my father, I felt like it definitely took a toll on me, as in like, dang, what is a perfect marriage for, you know, what is the foundation of it? What is love between that when you haven't really grew up with 2 parents that haven't really been together all your life when growing up? So in my eyes, as I'm getting older, I'm currently 22 years old right now. So me looking at a woman, of course I want to get married eventually, God willing, of course. So in my eyes, I'm like, okay, Bryce, what is a perfect marriage? And to me personally, I don't really know what a perfect marriage is because of me growing up and seeing how my parents were, how that led to a divorce, and also other things as well. And one thing I can give them one kudos is that they definitely kept a good relationship despite knowing that they weren't in love with each other, but they still love each other, of course. You know what I'm saying? But as far as them raising me, and I'm the only child between them. I'll take that back. I have an older brother, but I only live with my oldest brother. We're 8 years apart, but I also have 2 sisters and also another brother by a different woman, of course. But yeah.
Can I stop you right there? Like, do you feel like there is a such thing as a perfect marriage? Like,
Yeah.
Do you think it's
Me personally, I mean, it really depends on how your perspective is, because everybody has these fairy tales and you know what I'm saying. Everybody has an expectation in their mind. I feel like when you come up with an imagination in your mind, it can come to reality, but in your imagination, it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're in a world where it's not so perfect. Everything is ups and downs like a roller coaster for real. So, in my eyes, I don't think there's such thing as a perfect marriage, but there is a marriage where it can be built on a foundation where it can lead to perfect. You know what I'm saying? It can lead to perfection in a way. It won't never get to 100%, but it can come to a point where everything can be going well if it starts with God first in a way. Because I feel like you can't do anything without. There's no such thing as perfect without Him in your life, for sure, or in that relationship that y'all have connected with in a way. So, but I don't think there's no such thing as a perfect marriage in a way.
I'm gonna tap into that real quick, bro.
A growing marriage, yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, and I too like experienced divorce at a younger age, as far as like being in middle school and everything, and witnessing everything that was going on with the fam. But in seeing all that, I feel like divorce can either negatively or positively affect you as growing up as a man, woman, or whatever, like that, whichever one you grew up as. So in that case, for me as a man, if I'm looking for marriage and everything, either you take it in a negative way as far as, all right, this happened in my parents' relationship, so I'm gonna do the same exact thing and do the same, like, that's all I know. So all I know is to abuse or cheat or do this or whatever it is that happens in most divorces. Money, like hiding money from people, whatever it is.
Right.
Or you can be like, all right, bet. I seen that. I don't like how that made my dad or my mom feel. Now I'm gonna do the opposite to make sure it don't happen in my relationship. So for me, now my mind says, all right, cool. When I get married, I'm gonna make sure that I'm learning from those mistakes. Because most times in divorces, you see, they'll let you know this is where I messed up at. Nobody's perfect. Everybody falls short every now and then. But in those situations, it's up to us to be able to take what we learn from those experiences and watching those, like, because there's no excuse for you to see all that happening and then you be like, oh yeah, let me do the same thing because that worked out. It didn't work out. You just seen it didn't work out. So what can you do better out of what you just experienced from watching your parents' situation? So for me, I know I'll never do this because I'll never want to make my mom hurt in this way, or I'll never do this because I'll never want to see my dad hurt, or I'll never want to see myself hurt in this situation.
Right.
Sure. Like just treating others as you want to be treated, like the golden rule.
For sure. It's crazy how you say that, because remember when we was at Gourmet Burger and I said I forgot something? It just came back.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, run on time, boy.
So me personally, like I said before, I want to get married. And for me, looking at my parents from a viewpoint of my parents and how they operated and how they treated me and how they treat each other, some things I would definitely say like, okay, I know not to do that, not to do this. But I feel like since I was so young, I didn't really understood as much as I am now, because at this age that I'm currently right now, because at younger age, I'm not worried about, you know what I'm saying? We all kids, we want to have fun,
what's going on.
Going with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not worried about me getting married right now. Like, I wasn't worried about that. Bro.
Especially if your parents was on some good at hiding what was going on.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's good parenting though. Like when they hide you from their own personal problems, that's good parenting. Yeah. Because I don't think you're supposed to grow up seeing any of that anyway.
Right. It's traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It most definitely is, bro.
I got a question. Well, were you finished with your thought?
Yeah. Hold on. One more thing.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say what I have. Not you straight. When I forgot what I said at Gourmet Burger. So I got a question for all three of y'all and the viewers, of course. So to be in a relationship, right? What is the most vital thing that y'all take? Not take. But what's the most vital thing that y'all can say that keeps a relationship whole?
I'm gonna go first.
No, I was about to say.
Me personally, for me and my future, I'm gonna stress it every single time. Anytime there's a disagreement, anytime there's us trying to fall back into sin, whatever it is, God has to be the leader of our relationship. He has to be the foundation. He has to be in the middle. He's on all angles of this relationship to where it's like he's building a shield around us, because without God, it's not gonna work. Yeah. For me, it's not gonna work.
Agree.
God has to be in the center, because I have to know that you're gonna be able to understand my thought process on certain situations that regards to my faith. And if you don't, I know we're not equally yoked. I have to be able to understand your viewpoint, and vice versa. So for me, God has to be at the center of the relationship. That's what's going to keep our relationship whole. That's going to keep us having and upholding the same morals and standards. But yeah, that's my.
You want to go?
Yeah, I would say for me, probably be communication and understanding.
That's a great one.
That's mine.
Definitely big on understanding, because you got to understand the type of person I am, you know. and I gotta understand the type of person that you are too as well. And just going to communication, like we gotta communicate on all levels. Like if it's nothing that we can't come to an agreement with or something, then it's just not gonna. We always gonna bump heads with each other. So definitely communication for sure.
That's literally what I was gonna say. Like, no comprehension. Like, we could communicate all we want, but if you're not able to comprehend what I'm saying,
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
like,
That's exactly what I was gonna
yeah,
say.
so that's like really my standpoint.
I had seen a video, bro. It was saying how like when you are with a woman, whatever relationship, like whatever like y'all married or y'all just girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be, they said, is communication the key to having a good relationship, or is it comprehension? Because if you can communicate to a woman, you know what I'm saying? You can communicate to a woman, but if she doesn't comprehend what you're saying,
It's going in one ear.
what's the
out
point of the
other.
communication? Yeah, like
One ear
that's
out
like the downfall to it. Because if I'm telling you, like, hey, babe, like, this is not gonna work. You gotta do this. You gotta do this and such and such. She's like, okay, babe, I understand. I get what you're saying, and it keeps happening over and over again, just like a cycle. I'm like, babe, I told you, like, what's going on? I told you this such and such. Not let alone I'm repeating myself more than once. Like, what's up? Like, what's going on? And she's not comprehending what I'm saying. Everything that's just like it's just dying down. What's the use of communication? There's no comprehension behind it.
like that.
For real.
Let's flip sides on that. So say if you are communicating, right? But your form of communication is the way that she's used to hearing. So like everybody got different ways that they're able to learn something or understand. Like, I don't care what nobody say. My kids, if they wilding out,
Yeah.
sometimes tough love is the best love in certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like different way, people learn from different ways.
They gotta come in a different angle.
Exactly. Sometimes your hand got to touch the fire for you to learn. Don't touch that fire no more.
Yeah.
So in communications and stuff like that, sometimes the way you're saying something may not come across to where it's like they take you serious or they think you for real in that situation. And it takes you multiple times to be like, yo, like put my foot down now. Like, yo, real talk. Like these last few times I told you to do this. Now we gotta tighten up. Like what we doing here?
Yeah.
But in other ways, it might have to be for you to physically like figure out, yo, like, are you comprehending what I'm saying? Like actually break down this conversation and be like, this is why I don't like this. Because some people actually need to know the why. Like I know we grew up, sometimes our parents telling us not to do stuff and be like, why not though?
gotta
And they don't give us the
experience
why. And now we going out ourselves to experience it. So just little stuff like that as a whole in communication. But I heard this quote, bro. We said it before in the podcast before, but Nice and Neat podcast, the joint I was showing y'all earlier. And Dude Jelani, he said, when there is no communication, it leaves room for the devil's narration. So anytime you and your significant other, you and your friendship, parents, anybody you're in a relationship with, anytime y'all not communicating y'all feelings,
devil
it leaves room for you to start overthinking.
Right.
Maybe this is why they did it. They did it out of jealousy. And the whole time that's not the case. But y'all not communicating to know. So now you start letting the devil put different ideas in your head of, oh nah, this was out of malice. Or nah, this person talked about me behind my back. Or nah, this is what she said or he said, whatever it is. Instead of y'all just communicating and talking about it yourselves. So how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like that's a fact?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
I was gonna say like communication come in different ways, like body language. Like he said, just because I'm not saying it, the way you acting, the way you moving, it says a lot. So definitely, I agree. Like definitely, communication is other ways to communicate than your words, if that makes sense.
I agree.
So to go along with that though, because I know we was talking about trauma with divorce and stuff and everything like that. Outside of the trauma with divorce, do y'all feel like in today's society, as black men, you have room to even be transparent about how you're really feeling?
Of course. I feel like most men don't even
Of course, what?
Man, what you mean?
I was like, it's basically like, do you feel like you have in society? Do you feel
It's
like
okay to be transparent.
it's okay for you to be
open up
transparent?
with your
You
feelings.
said, of course,
To a
behind
woman- to a woman, right? Just to a woman.
Or just in
general,
general,
in general.
being able to.
I mean, well, towards a woman, you know, the expectations of a man is taking care of your kids, being strong. Like most men in today's society, I would say we always have the opportunity, but I just feel like since the expectation of us is so high, I feel like we don't have time to come to a woman to express our feelings. When also women is one of the most emotional people on earth, like rather than like towards men in a way. So I feel like most men take it as like, you know, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. We don't gotta talk about my feelings. I'd rather talk about yours. You know what I'm saying? We already got a lot going on. I don't want to add anything more to the table, anything like that. But to answer your question, I do feel like it depends who you're talking to, because most women, if they know their man is not communicating to them, they will take the initiative to go out their way and to come check up on them. Like, hey, babe, like, how are you doing? How you doing mentally and physically and spiritually? You know, like
that's a real
how, you know what I'm saying? How is your day going today? Let me know. However you feeling, give it all to me right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take in whatever you've been taking in this long and not letting me, you know, like not giving me explanation, like telling me what's going on. We haven't been telling me, but I want you to tell me now.
I got a question. Do you think that's something we need to vocalize? Like, if we got something going on, we need to vocalize that, or they should already like know? Like,
We definitely do need to vocalize it, but at the same time, I feel like women have to do a better job as far as like knowing when something's wrong
being
too.
aware.
Right.
Like being more aware of knowing the stigma of that men got, and
Definitely.
men feeling like we always have to be Superman all the time. For
sure.
So like knowing that we want to be Superman, knowing that we don't want to have you worried about
Just to know
anything,
that.
but still have the awareness to know, yeah, you're trying to handle this by yourself, but I'm still here to help out and
like that.
push you along the way. You know what I'm saying? Be a team.
I think to touch on that though, I think as like for men, the problem is that we don't open up as much is because when we're younger, we're taught to be strong. So it's like when you're
Suck it up.
when you're opening up, it's like men kind of look at that as like, I don't want people to see me as weak or vulnerable. I don't want nobody to see me like in this type of phase I'm in. So it's like best for me just to close it in. But then that kind of like, it's like it mentally destructs you because, you know, you're trying to hold everything in and you just balling all up. And eventually you just gonna snap, like, you know, because you're not letting yourself out. And I think society, like this generation that we live in, social media, that plays a part in it too. It's like, you know, we don't want to open up. You get joked on, you know, if you're crying or, you know,
soft.
you sound soft. It's like you can't do anything as a man. Like anything you do as a man is zesty or is this and the third, you know? So I think
You got feelings too.
Bro, no matter what you do, good or bad, they always gonna have some
Yeah, it's always gonna be something to say. You just got to do what's best for you.
Facts.
always.
It's crazy because matter of fact, think about y'all seen Creed, right? We all did we see it together? I think we seen it together. matter of fact. But
Great movie.
watching Creed,
Great movie.
remember when Adonis basically he was going through traumas of his past, but he didn't want to talk about it.
Right.
Bianca kept asking him like, "Yo, what's wrong? Like, you good? I'm good." Like, but you can see in his his body language, I don't want to talk. I'm not good. I'm gonna handle it myself. I'm gonna talk about myself. Like, I don't want your help. But in doing that, it's like we're putting up a wall because in reality, in those situations, you need to talk it out. You need to get it out your system because holding it in, like you said, is only gonna make it worse. It only builds up more rage.
And then a lot of times though, what men have trouble with opening up to a woman is because they did that in the past and it backfired on
Yeah.
them. And so they say I'll never do it again. So that's like, I feel like that's where the problems come into as well when you're trying to communicate to your significant other, but you have past trauma with someone that you dealt with in the past. Like you told them, you opened up to them, and they took it and ran with it.
Let's go ahead and get into that right there. Let's go ahead and put a pin right there. I've experienced that in a general case of I went through a situation with a relationship back in high school, whatever, traumatized me to the point where it's like any future relationship, I'm never doing this again. Y'all know what it is. I was like, I'm never doing this again. But in my relationship after that was like, I'm not her. And I had to sit back and really think about it. I was like, I mean, you're right. Because it's valid. And if it was vice versa, I would say the same thing. Like, I don't want you to bring in your trauma from your last relationship into this relationship.
Sure.
I don't want you bringing your problems from this last situation into this new situation. Because basically, like, you're already going in with a predetermined mindset of you're going to treat me the same way this last person did when they're a whole different person. And I feel like that's unfair in a way because basically like a judging the book by its cover type vibe,
Right.
where it's like you're basically categorizing all women or all men for the woman that's watching. Like you basically putting them all in the same box because you think since one person hurt you, the other person gonna do the same thing. And that's something that we all gotta break past as well. Like knowing, all right, yeah, since this person did something to me, I ain't banging with it, but I can't walk around with the same mindset of this next person gonna do something to me too. Because I feel like that's only hindering you from really getting to know that person as well.
You gotta heal. Like
exactly.
I think a lot of times what be the problem too is that you don't heal. Like people jump into the next relationship
I was
fast.
literally about to ask that. So, like, how do y'all heal with that? Like, well, how did you heal with that personally, or you?
Me personally, it was more so like the self-awareness aspect of, all right, cool, now you're right, you spent facts.
Got you.
I had to get past the fact of, one, all women not the same. Everybody not gonna treat certain situations like the same way, and everybody's not gonna be able to understand why different things was happening and everything. But in those regards, it was more so me just taking the time to be like, okay, cool. Has this person ever shown me any signs that she would even do this to me?
Gotcha.
Type vibe, actually going like through her character. And I was like, nah, like what am I trying before? Like, why am I bringing in past stuff into this situation when she's the complete opposite? or looking at yourself. Why do I still feel some type of way about the situation when it happened a year or two ago? Like this is a minute ago. Why am I still thinking about it? But that just goes to show you like if you're really ready to even be in situations. So that's where the self-love comes back in. Cause it's like, all right, bet. Clearly I don't love myself enough if I'm still thinking about the same thing over and over again. I gotta heal first before I get into anything else. Because if you don't, like we talked about earlier, like you're gonna bring it into the next situation. It's gonna be the same cycle until you heal.
And that's 100% fact. Like, cause like to answer your question that you asked, like to keep it real with y'all, I really felt like, and even to this day, I never really 100% healed. To be real with you, like because I could tell, like moving on past relationship, certain little things I was doing, like insecurities because of what I went through in my past relationship. I can see it moving over to this relationship, and I'm like, bro, I'm not healed. Like like, and I didn't even rush it. It's probably like a 2-year span of me getting to a new relationship, but it's that traumatizing feeling. It's that feeling that you don't never want to feel again because you were so hurt.
But it's like, yo, since you had that situation as men, your guard is now like
Right, it's up. So any sign that you see is automatic.
One
like,
little thing that seemed off, you be like,
Yeah.
all right now. I done been here before.
right.
It better not end up in this way.
No.
But at the same time, like we said before, if you never show me no character as far as you would do that, I don't need to be holding that cloud over your head of me thinking that you're gonna do it. But back to your healing, Joan, like everybody healing different times, different ways, takes people a different amount of time. But my healing came from me getting more on my word, knowing what real love is,
Got you.
and knowing that I started loving myself enough to know and have the self-awareness of whole time I put myself in that situation to get hurt like that because in reality, she didn't fully heal from her situation. So I had to zoom out and be like, okay, it's not because of me. It's like it's not because I'm not treating her right. It's because she's still stuck on this situation. And she came in this relationship holding on to that. So I had to look at it that way and be like, okay, cool. It's cool. I understand. Instead of looking at it from a just me and her type vibe, it's like, nah, like you hurt me. Yeah, cool. But I understand now. I understand all the different backgrounds and just put myself in her shoes of the situation because we done all been in situations where it's like you trying to go to this person, but you're still tied to this person back then. Like no, you missed that bond over here type vibe. So like, dang, like how am I about to correlate with this situation and everything? But you have to realize you can't always just look from your point of view in situations. So just zooming out and then knowing that God gives you the grace, He loves you. You mess up every day. And I know that since I mess up every day and He forgives me every single day, I have to forgive everybody else and I have to heal for myself. So I'm not going to heal for nobody.
Listen.
Forgiveness is a big thing.
Nobody.
I ain't going to help for nobody.
Listen, I want to add on something to that as well, because you asked, how do you know when you're truly 100% healed, right?
Or how do you heal? Like
How do you-
either, yeah.
I mean, honestly, bro. I mean, like what Clarence has said. Of course, getting in your word and knowing what really love is. Like I feel like God would definitely. It's a phase for sure. Like it's definitely an obstacle that you have to get through. It's not a short one.
It's a journey.
It's all depending on how your human development is. Me personally, that's my opinion of it. And I feel like I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to heal because if you go through something that's so traumatizing, bro, how can you get through that knowing in the back of your mind when you come across to another woman, how do I know this not gonna happen again?
For sure.
So like, if I'm thinking that in the back of my mind, thinking like, dang, okay, I'm talking to another woman, but knowing what I went through a couple years ago, it's still on my mind. Am I truly healed from it? 100%. If I'm still thinking about it and still reminiscing on it, thinking like hoping won't come into this relationship that I'm in now, like how do I know it's 100% healed rather than, oh, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Be you good? Yeah, I'm straight, bro. I'm 100% healed. I can go to the next relationship, doing the whoop-de-woo, and I'm good. But how do I know that if I still have another thought in the back of my head pertaining to a couple years back, and now I'm in a new relationship thinking everything all guru whole time, I'm not healed. I say I'm healed, but my spirit is telling me different. My flesh says I'm good, you all good.
I think it's what you just said though. If somebody, it's because we're so quick to say, nah, I'm good. And I think that's what the problem is. I think that's where the problem lies. Like what you just said, nah, I'm good. Like you walking off with a smile on your face, but deep down you know, nah, I'm still thinking about this shorty. I'm still thinking about what happened to be type vibe.
But how do you get through that though?
But I think it comes from you being transparent about it. Like the transparency.
Does that fully take it away?
I don't think it's gonna fully take it away, but it's more so
start.
it will help out. It's a start. It's a step forward of you truly accepting what happened, how it happened, why, and understanding nobody's perfect. Things gonna happen. I learned my lesson. I got my experience. Moved on. I forgive you. Like it is what it is. Like wish the best. I wish you the best. But I feel like the transparency will be a step forward into the healing instead of us trying to keep pushing the feeling down and trying to dig it down.
Yeah.
And then it come uprooted back up at a way worse pace.
I feel like though, like the traumatizing thing that you went through though, you're never gonna forget that. Like no matter what, you're never gonna forget that.
You're not gonna forget the show.
But I feel like
always.
But I feel like the
always gonna
healing
think about it,
part comes in once you forgive.
Yeah, you have to
Once you forgive,
Yeah.
that's the definition. I like, okay, you're healed. But like it's just like we're humans. We're never gonna forget it. We're always gonna remember what happened to us. That's just what it is.
And also knowing that as yourself, like you gonna mess up too. Like it's gonna be times where you mess up.
For
You gonna want forgiveness as well. So
Right.
just extending that same hand that you would want back to you.
Perspective.
And I also want to tap into what we was talking about earlier too. Y'all, we went to Gourmet Burger. If you haven't been to Gourmet Burger before, free shout out to them. Hey,
Go crazy.
listen,
Hey,
thank me later. That's all I gotta say.
chicken and shrimp rice bowl. Extra
sauce.
sticky sauce. Listen,
Extra sauce.
Listen.
sauce.
Gotta get that.
Extra sticky sauce with a side of fries, a little drink, H2O preferably. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Gotta get that. But what we was talking about earlier was marriage roles. And in that, this is like a big cultural conversation, big topic. I be getting mad when I be seeing stuff like this,
Yeah.
shade room comments and all that stuff, whatever it is. But from y'all perspective, because JP, you bring it up, right?
Well, what we
Was that
talking
table about in a relationship, before marriage, in a relationship, if you have a kid out of wedlock,
Yeah.
who comes first, the kid or your significant other? And then we talked about in a relationship, who comes first, the kid or your wife? So I just want to hear y'all perspectives and everything.
Yeah,
Y'all want me to go first or you?
I just got something quick.
Yeah.
So when it comes to if I'm married, and so I'm not going to say my girlfriend, but I'm going to say if I have a wife and I'm married and I have a kid with that significant being that I'm with, me personally, I'm going to put my wife first before my kid. And my reason being is because I understand, like, and everybody's different. Everybody got different perspectives. But me personally, I feel like if I'm with this woman, I've grown with this woman, we went through thick and thin, all tribulations. We went through it together. You know what I'm saying? And we did what we did and we had a kid. Me personally, I feel like the things that you go through with the person, that person deserves more than, and meaning why, don't take this out of context, meaning when I say deserves more, meaning as in energy and your time wise. Don't get me wrong, kids, they definitely deserve time as well. But I feel like if it comes to a certain situation, depending on whatever the circumstances are, I feel like your wife should be first before your kid. And like I said, it just depends on certain situations. Sometimes a kid may be put first, but it also just depends on who you're with and how their perspective is on it as well. Because some people always put their kids first, but I just think different. I think your wife should be first and vice versa as your husband.
I agree with you. And I also agree with you because as your wife, if that's your wife, right, we're supposed to be a team.
Correct.
And I feel like as a team, we can't be a team if it's just more so we're not helping each other be our best selves to then pour that into our child. So if I'm not giving no more attention and I'm giving all my attention to my child, we're not going on dates no more. I'm not doing the same things I did to get you to become my wife in the first place. I'm not paying no more attention. Whatever it is, I feel like that will be more drastic to the relationship and our family as a whole versus us being a team, making sure we still having our date nights, still loving each other unconditionally, all that stuff, and then letting that love pour into our child. Because what happens when you stop paying your wife attention and now her attitude starts coming towards you, now you're getting irritated towards her, and now your child is seeing irritation between the parents. Now y'all arguing in front of the child. Now all these different things happening, everything's going downhill, but it all stemmed from both y'all focus went to the child and y'all stopped fulfilling each other's needs in the first place of why y'all got married.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that. So overall, I would say, and then I think it's biblically too, as far as like man, woman, child.
Child, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, God,
God.
man, woman, child. Yeah. So for me, I would say my wife will come first, make sure me and her good, and that way we both know we're at our best selves and we can pour our best selves into our child.
Right.
But yeah,
Agree.
what's your thoughts? Get your perspective, bro.
Yeah. Cross his arm. He already
Honestly, respectfully,
It's a safe space, brother.
respectfully,
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's a fairy tale topic because none of us here has kids.
That's right.
So we can't say exactly, or our wife. So we can't say exactly, who we put first because we don't have it yet.
For sure.
That's fact.
So, but just saying if I would probably definitely, put my kid before my wife to a certain level. And then, like you get 18, you way older now. I'm not gonna put my kid before that, but just saying as like a newborn, a baby, going through the process and everything, the attention's gonna go to the kid most definitely. But that's how I think about it.
I think that's I feel like it's like depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Because say if it's like a life or death situation, either choose to save your wife or your child.
Right.
I'm going to save my child.
Exactly.
So therefore, you put your kid over yourself.
That's situational.
Depends.
Because as a parent, your mindset will go from just worrying about yourself to safety mode for your kid in that situation. So in that situation, I feel like that's valid. What y'all think though? Like,
I mean, I agree.
I agree. Like at first, I was definitely saying like the kid, but I feel like that stems a lot of like childhood trauma. Like that's where childhood trauma comes from, where you're not like being attentive to your wife, like not showing her affection and things like that. I feel like that's where the childhood trauma comes from. Like we kind of fail to forget. That's where it comes from. Like literally, like we don't realize like a lot of people who go through things, well, a lot of children who go through things is because they don't get that at home. Yeah. So that's like really my perspective.
they're not seeing love in their house.
That's
It gotta be like
Some type of balance. Yeah, because if you're not good with your wife, how you gonna be able to pour into a
exactly.
kid?
But for real, I feel like you should definitely put yourself before any of
Oh yeah, for sure.
because if you're not good, then how you gonna take care of
Absolutely.
somebody else?
I recommend this with anybody. Like, before you even come into a relationship, make sure you're true to yourself before you become true to anybody else. Because you're your own human being. You came here alone, you're going to leave alone. So,
Respectfully.
you know what I'm saying? I would definitely say always keep respect on your true value. Not saying you're more valuable than the other person, but respect yourself in a way where don't put nobody in front of you in a way. Don't get me wrong, sacrifice comes in where you can put people in front of you, but it all just depends on the certain situation that you're in. Because sometimes I feel like your sacrifices they're not unlimited, but they're limited because we're human beings. We only can give out so much in a way. You feel what I'm saying? So that's me personally, my perspective on it. Because don't get me wrong, I feel like every time you do make a sacrifice, there's always a benefit towards it. There's always some type of beneficial attribute that comes with it because sacrifice to me is love. So you showing sacrifice to another significant being, you're giving them love, bro, that other people don't. Some people don't deserve love. And matter of fact, I'm gonna take that back. Everybody does deserve love though. Regardless of how you act and how you operate on earth, everybody does need a genuine person in their life to keep them up to par, keep them motivated, you know what I'm saying? Just push them to their limit.
I like how you say you must respect yourself and everything. So that's a perfect segue into what I wanted to ask y'all. 'Cause I feel like in today's society, men having self-care and self-love is looked at as in, oh, he's soft or he's zesty or like,
Let's
you know what I'm
talk
saying?
about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's dive into
about it.
Because I feel like the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
So, right.
So as a friend group, relationships, whatever it is, I can't love on everybody I'm called to love on to the full extent if I don't love myself to the full extent.
Sure.
So make sure I uphold myself. Make sure I come out here with a clean haircut. My hair look good, skin good, hands good, everything. You know what I'm saying? you know what I mean? But I feel like it's a bad look when people feel like. Matter of fact, Drewski had made a video about how he was trolling though, but he had made a video saying dudes always wanting a girl that's high maintenance, but a dude don't be high maintenance at all. Like, nails be dirty and everything.
Yeah.
But what's y'all mindset on that? Like, what's y'all version of self-care for y'all individually? What's some things that y'all do that y'all might be able to drop to them on like some little tips or tricks for them to be able to get better at their self-care as a man?
I say first, that's important is your hygiene.
Listen, please, deodorant, soap.
Yeah, good
Please.
soap, good
Please.
deodorant. Your skin, like that's very important.
Heck yeah.
Skincare routine.
Haircut. Get that cut.
Haircut. That's a
Let's feel good, baby.
you know.
Cut.
But listen though, the problem is though, like a lot of people hairlines be receding. I'm gonna give y'all a trick though. No, seriously though.
I think
lot of people-
mine low-key receded. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
About time to let it go,
A
baby.
lot of people be getting their haircut like every
Time to
single
let it go,
week.
baby.
You know what I'm saying? So like if you can't get a haircut every week. You gotta let it grow. You know what I'm saying? Let it grow in. But no, definitely haircut. Get some nice clothes. I mean, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be name brand. There's plenty of places you can go out here and shop.
Thrift.
Put yourself
clean
together.
If you could find some good
Boohoo
stuff,
Man, Zara,
ASOS.
H&M, ASOS. It's so many places you can go out here to put yourself together because you got to understand your appearance. That does mean a lot, especially as a man. So definitely take care of yourself, fellas.
Yeah.
And what's one thing you do? We're gonna go around. What's one thing that you do for yourself, like when, on your own time by yourself, that you do? That's your way of considering self-love for you, like quality time for yourself, a way of you treating yourself. It could be anything.
Number one, going to get food by myself. I love to eat. Like I love to eat. And like when I say love to eat, I like trying out new places, like different cultural foods and everything. And listen to music. I love music, so I just sit there and listen to music. My favorite album right now is Rod Wave. Hey, that album crazy right now. Yes, for sure.
Fast.
Man, it went crazy.
Turks and Caicos.
you
That's
mess
a
with
song of it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I go after you.
Self-care. One thing I could definitely say is every time I wake up, to give myself a version of self-love, I'll always look myself in the mirror and be like, young, nice and black, handsome man.
Words of affirmation.
You know what I'm saying? Like telling myself, like, mentally and spiritually, like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Bryce, you're him.
Yeah.
You know, like, you got that self-motivation and that affirmation, like, you're like, yo, you are him. God, like, he created a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta let yourself know that. You know what I'm saying? And also look at my my wall, because I put sticky notes with scriptures on in my bathroom, also my room as well, which I feel like it definitely helps and gives me the confirmation of, like, if I'm not knowing where I'm going, if I have no sense of direction, I know God has a plan for me. If, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything instead. You feel me? I'm not worried about money. The most thing I only can worry about is just getting closer with God, bro. Because I can't, I try to limit my worries, bro, but sometimes my mind can just be so clouded.
Human, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It can just be so clouded, like just sit back, relax, bro. I'm good. I can lay my head on a pillow at night.
You good?
I got clothes on my body.
You got a roof,
Grateful
good
boy.
food. at the
You know what I'm
crib.
saying? That's nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be able to be in the position where I am right now to have these things. I don't care, like, if I'm rich or if I'm at lowest, bro. I'm gonna continue to be me and who I'm supposed to become. And
You good? You can take your time.
I'm so sorry, viewers, but
Flowing,
but yeah,
You good,
but
boy.
yeah,
It's
bro. I definitely say that that's one of the. I try to keep that self love at a high maintenance for sure. Because if you can't give yourself love, how are you able to give somebody else love?
Absolutely.
You know. And another thing, also another tip I would say, I would definitely try to, like, get a notebook, pencil, pen, whatever your preference is, and definitely, basically plot out your whole day. Not plot out, but take notes on your whole day, everything that you do in a day. Note out a couple flaws that you have and try to work on that and try to surpass those flaws.
That's good.
And make it into a benefit where it won't be a flaw anymore. I don't know the other word for it,
No,
but
that's
y'all
true.
get what I'm saying.
That was good, my boy.
But I definitely would recommend doing that because a lot of people don't recognize what a flaw actually is, since it's being
It's like a habit.
it's like a habit. Like, you know how we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do, we brush
Check
our
the phone.
teeth.
Yeah.
That's on automatic. That's on autopilot. You know, some people, they do certain things, they think it's just on autopilot. They don't even realize it's an actual flaw that's actually hurting them and setting them back even further than where they're supposed to be. So I definitely recommend y'all doing that if y'all wish to do that, for sure.
That's good, my boy.
Me personally, I think like I would say I like to end my week with like a night just to listen to music and drink wine. I don't mean to sound too soft or anything.
Nah, hey,
but
wine? Come on, bro.
yeah, that's like that's a form of self love for me. Like, just listening to some music, some throwbacks, drinking some wine, that Stella
player.
Rose. Yep, just yep. So, yeah,
Just vibing.
yeah, definitely.
I would say,
For sure.
Oh yeah,
hold on. I think that was it. Never mind. I thought you had one more. I'm bugging. For me though, I would say another tip that they haven't tapped in on. Well, not tapped in. They're all tapped in. What they didn't speak on is get you a good smelling cologne. When you smell good, let me tell you something. It's nothing like hearing a woman come up to you and say you smell good.
Absolutely.
It don't have your confidence on a billion.
invest.
You walk in there with a clean cut, smooth little fit, got a nice little watch on, whatever it is. and you smell good. Come on now,
Hey,
take over the whole room, boy.
for real. Ain't nothing like a nice little compliment, especially from a good looking young lady you got your eyes on. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
That's the first thing I think.
Oh,
Like,
man.
what you think? Like the first thing like women see, like you think they look at you, or is it like something?
I think your appearance,
It's appearance.
and
definitely.
posture. Well, it depends on because
your smile.
Yeah,
me personally, every woman has a different thought process.
Definitely.
So depends on the type of woman you are. You got some woman that's an alpha woman, beta woman. If you want to go there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different thought process when it comes to looking at a man. Most men, I mean not most men, most women just look at a man, just see how their posture is. You know what I'm saying? What position are they in right now? How are they operating in that position? Rather than just what they look at. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's me personally. I'm all about the mental. When it comes to women, if your mental is on 100, hey girl, listen, like I feel like because we could talk about anything. The communication is there, the comprehension is there because you're mentally mature to understand me, and I also can understand you as well. And I feel like that can lead to topics that you never spoke to another person before, and also you never know that can lead to an idea that God could have placed between your conversation, and now y'all doing something together. Boom, you never know what that may lead to. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like it all just depends on your perspective and your thought on what you look into a man, vice versa as a woman. Me personally, if I'm going into a room, depending on what type of occasion it is, I don't always just look for just the looks. You know what I'm saying? I kind of look at how your energy, not look at the energy,
can
but
definitely
feel
tell the
your
energy.
energy.
You
You
can
know what I'm
definitely
saying?
feel the
Definitely can
energy.
just like the eye contact that we make. Like little things matter to me. Like
Definitely.
how your nails looking, how your feet looking. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you dressing? If you smell good, just so like those little things that people don't really, you know what I'm saying, take into consideration that really are most vital. You know what I'm saying? Definitely like hygiene. Who wants to like? It's nothing like you walk into somebody room or anything like,
Yo,
oh, like what is really going on? Like, come on now. We are 22. Like, I feel like hygiene should be number one, top tier. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have. I feel like that's an attraction.
It is
To me personally. Like, you gotta smell
that's
good.
form of self love though.
Yeah, it
And
is.
don't get me wrong. Don't freak it. We all have our days like, hey, time to get in the shower. You know what I'm saying? We all do. We're all human beings, bro. We're all dirty. We're human. We're
After
dirt.
workout,
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta keep that in mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be embarrassed if somebody comes to you like, hey, like, I ain't gonna lie, probably need to put some deodorant on.
hey,
Like,
you know, Natural
you
Riverdale.
know what I'm saying? That's what I'm.
know, hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody
practice,
has different odors, bro. People are hairy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is different. Everybody has a different odor to them, bro. That you probably had never smoked before. But it's like I feel like people deserve more respect. They'll come up to you personally, like, hey, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Your breath kind of a little woo woo, or you kind of a little off.
maybe.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just wash a little bit
Freshen
better.
up a little bit.
Like, you want those type of people in
Yeah,
your life. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Especially that you're comfortable with, that you're able to express that to them. This is me, like, bro, let me know. If I'm a little off, let me know. Because I won't take
Nah, facts. Let me know.
I won't take any offense to it because you're letting me know that like I smell
you
bad.
can work
Now
it.
you telling me like,
Yeah.
you got respect for me. You want me to smell
Let
good.
it
You
just-
want me to be around.
The whole
stinking.
time, I'm glad we have self awareness because we all from all personal experience. I've heard each one of us all say, "Hold on, I'm gonna pull up after I take a shower because I don't smell too good right now. I can smell myself.
I'm the first one to tell you.
I'm the first one to let you know if I don't smell good.
People like,
Before
yo.
I hug you, I'm letting you know I'm musty. I just finished hooping or something. Like I'm letting you know now. But a lot of people don't have that self awareness to smell themselves. I'd be like, bro, there's no way you've been walking in that smell the whole time. Ain't no way.
No way.
Ain't no way. I'm gonna segue back into that. Kind of finish the little thought of the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Another tip and trick was if you don't know what to do as a man of how to smell good and all that, find you a nice woman that actually smells good that you know and ask them for tips on how to wash yourself, all that. Whatever you need, because they got all the tips and tricks. They got everything. They got the skincare, they got the soap, the body wash.
So they put you
oils,
on so much.
They put you on everything. And then my one thing of what I do as far as like self love for me and quality time is me just taking myself to the movies because I'm a movie head. So like, if I want to treat myself to something, I'll be like, all right, I want to go see this movie. I'm just gonna take myself.
I swear he'll go watch a movie like 3 times back to back.
No cap.
Like literally,
I'll be right there with him.
seen it.
Literally.
Literally, we go to the movies.
I got a question for y'all. We're gonna
up?
turn the heat a little bit. I got a question
Turn
for
it up,
y'all.
brother. Turn it up. Turn it up. Keep it quarter. Turn it up.
Do you feel like having sexual intercourse with a woman on the first date is a red flag? And do you look at that woman differently after, if that's the case?
So, It's a good question. Me, I wouldn't, because just to be transparent about it, everybody has sexual desires, you know? And if you're out with a woman that you like, she looks good, she has a nice physique, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, like, on the first date, if it comes down to it, like, if y'all both mentally there, like, hey, I have a sexual attraction to you, like, what's up? Like, you whoop-de-woo. Me personally, I will respect a woman more for telling me that rather than egging me on, thinking that we can lead something further than this, and all she just doing it just to want to have sex with me at the end of the day. You know, I'm like, I completely lose respect for you for that, to me personally, because rather than just tell me what it is, rather than tell me what it not, what's
What is it?
what
Come on, get it out.
what it not,
What it isn't?
what it isn't. Thank you, bro. Ooh, Lord.
There you go.
But what it isn't, like, me personally, I lost my train of thought.
Go family.
I'll get back. Somebody else go, please. But yeah, me personally.
I was gonna say, like, of course we all got that thought in the back of our mind, like, who else she done kind of been with, like, after, like, who she done did this with. So I wouldn't say it's a red flag, but it definitely leaves you like thinking like about her past. Like that's me personally. I can't speak for y'all.
Nah, I agree with you, bro. I agree.
I'm gonna say that because one, everybody's not perfect, and two, people can grow from those situations.
Yeah.
Because a person, like, say a person does have sex on the first night, but then later on gets to really know what self-love is, gets in their word and everything, and then decides to want to wait till marriage. Like, they already had sex before, but after that, they be like, all right, we can't have no sex no more and everything. Let's wait till marriage. I feel like you can go through that. It's people that probably have been through that for sure. For me personally, if that was to happen, say if I was to slip up and that happened, whatever, it would then have to turn into, all right, cool, this happened, but out of my respect for God and everything and what I believe in, this can't happen no more. And if we love each other this much, we're willing to put it down to give God the glory in the situation. But if it wasn't to happen, it was more so trying to have the mindset of, because this generation we in is terrible, but to have the mindset of, however long we can wait to push this junk off, however long, because like sexual desires is real, lust is real. Totally. We're all human. We're all human. That joint is strong. But if you can find a discipline and find someone that matches your thought process and your mindset to have the same discipline as you, okay, even if y'all do slip up, y'all both know, all right, cool, cold turkey, we done. Like, and have that same discipline together. I feel like that's powerful because it's better versus you being one person that says, hey, let's not have sex or let's wait till marriage. Another person is basically trying to go against your thought process of, oh, nah, we're going to keep having sex type vibe.
Yeah.
But then when you're at that point, now you're at a stalemate of headbutt.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying to glorify God. You trying to do your own thing as far as your flesh and everything. So you have to go basically through your mindset of what's the best scenario for me and what I believe in. And am I willing to go against my morals to satisfy her flesh and my flesh? Or am I willing to put my foot down and be like, all right, cool, we're going to try to wait till marriage. We're going to try to do it the right way. We're going to try to actually build a bond, not on sexual desires, but actual off of me liking you for your mind, your characteristics, how you think, how you talk, your like what you actually working towards. What's your value? What bro was saying, your value. Your value. Matter of fact, that's what he say. What's the value of a man and a woman? Who said that? Who's asking that?
What did he say? He was saying, you know, everybody likes the physique of a woman. I know he was speaking on that part. He's saying how when you look at a woman, don't just look at her physique. It's mentally, like you'll say, like expectation, because it's different because he was older. Yeah. So his expectations was different. She got to be making this certain amount of money.
Well, I got a heavy hitter, boy.
You know what I'm saying? But
standards.
It was another thing.
I'm not tapping that right now. Don't worry about it.
Me personally, I don't think it's a red flag because like having sex on the first date when y'all first meet up. I don't think, because me personally, if you do that, I feel like that's the foundation now. You're laying that foundation.
Yeah, bad foundation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you meet somebody, whatever action you do, that's gonna be the
expectation.
I was going to touch on that because I was like, so if you have sex on the first date and y'all end up getting a relationship down the line, it's like basically y'all relationship was based off sex.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
and it's going to fold like a chair.
Right?
Yeah. It wasn't based off like communication, love, being truthful, being loyal to one another, that's not the foundation. Like because sex is powerful. You know what I'm saying? It can really do something to a human being that you never thought it could actually do. That's why I feel like it's definitely dangerous.
Definitely.
Because
Boy.
listen,
Soul ties, really.
yeah, it's definitely real because you definitely can experience something you never thought you experienced. You see other people, you know what I'm saying? You don't think it's that real until it happens to you.
Facts.
In a way, you see people doing it like, I never thought they could go through that. I never thought they can actually even witness that. And then now you come into yourself, doing a evaluation upon yourself. Like, hold on, I was just looking at this person. Whole time it seemed like I was looking at the person. I'm just looking at the mirror. Well, what's eventually gonna come to me in a way that I didn't eventually realize that it was gonna come. And it's like to be able to deal with that and try to maneuver from that. It definitely is hard because it's like a stronghold that you can't take off yourself.
Definitely.
Because you only have none but so much strength. So you have to go to somebody who created you. Of course, that's God who will be able to help you and take that stronghold away from you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. My boy, he's on sabbatical right now, but he's still dropping fire from the sidelines right now. He said he heard this quote that said, "Her body gonna raise your eyes, but her mind's gonna raise your kids." Ooh.
That was amazing.
What?
Good quote.
Great quote.
Brody.
Hey,
Let me tell
boy.
you something. What?
Heavy hitter.
What?
That's a whole
That's facts.
Boy, shooting from the sideline.
Shoot for the sideline. But I wanted to tap into this because me and Ma was talking about it over there about standards and everything.
You said standard.
Standards. As men, because I feel like there's a misconception of men's standards.
Talk to me.
Heavy hitter, boy. No chaser,
Hey,
boy.
no cap.
Listen. I can speak for our friend group. We have high standards. But I know there's a lot of men in this world that they'll say they have high standards, but then women will look at them and be like, you went to this when this person was doing this for you type vibe. Like, it'll be like you'll let your flesh talk for you. So your flesh basically make you downgrade your standards or lower the bar versus you actually upholding the standard.
Oh, man.
So do y'all feel like, for you, I'm each individually, basically, do you feel like your standards are too high? Do you feel like you uphold the standard you have for yourself and for what you see for yourself in the future? Do you feel like you always go below the standard of what you're actually worth? Hey, boy.
That was good, though. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever you feel like your worth is to your true self, that's what your worth is. Because if you lower your standards for somebody else, I mean, that's a sacrifice, but it's like you're kind of restricting your value upon yourself that you place upon yourself the first time.
Good word, B.
Like me personally, having a value should be set high for yourself because that means you care about yourself. That means you set yourself at a high level that most people don't. And I feel like you should because regardless of who you come across in this world, some women may not meet the expectation that you have for yourself, or the standards that you have for yourself. They might not meet that. But I guarantee you somebody in the world will be able to meet that. They might think, oh, though you have those type of standards, oh, that's nothing. I can easily supply that with you in no time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody can't do it, somebody can do it. Somebody will do it in a way. That's me personally. Like, you always make sure if your standards are high, keep it that way because you deserve that. You're not going to set your standards high just because somebody else is doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to set your standards low, that's you. That's your preference. That's what you want to do. If not saying you don't lose any respect for it because everybody has a different, again, perspective and a different mindset on how that operates for them. So,
Real talk, I feel like you only go below your standard when you get to the point of you're lusting or thirsting over someone because you're just trying to get something off. Like, you know what I'm saying? But for us, in general, as men especially, you have to be bougie. Like, you have to be bougie. Women too. Women, y'all gotta get bougie too. Like, you have to have the mindset of this is what the standard is, and I'm never going below this standard. This is where it has to be. Ain't no going below this. Ain't no sacrificing my morals for this. No. This is standard. This is a requirement. Like, if you don't love God the way I love God and everything, if not more than me,
Right.
Like, that's my standard.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta understand. People, you can't match morals. You gotta match standards. That's what people gotta understand.
Thanks.
And I think that's a lot of times, like men, that's what we be missing in that is that we be matching the morals. We won't be matching the standards though. We say we got high standards until the flesh.
Yeah,
we
flesh
start
talking.
lusting. And crazy thing is, I was just watching this video with Country Wayne, and he was talking about when you're like, you're out, right? Like at a bar, whatever, you're drinking alcohol, you know, smoking, whatever. It's basically you're doing that because you wanna kill that spirit that's telling you, oh, you don't need to pursue this woman right here. You don't need to pursue this man. You know, and you're doing that because you know you're wrong, but you're doing that because you know you want to experience that. You want to see what it's like. And I kind of, when he was saying it, it was very deep because it made so much sense. Like you start to lose yourself when you're not in your right mind. Because you know when you taking the alcohol, you just all over the place. Yeah, your judgment is different.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a
Absolutely.
nah. He was spitting.
Yeah, it was good.
Cause matter of fact, did I tell you about like how 50 Cent like works and everything in his book? He's basically saying how when he's doing the club showings or at different events and everybody's lit, getting drunk, whatever it is, he has his own alcohol brand, champagne brand, whatever it is. And what he'll do is he'll have the bottle, but he'll have one of his team pour the bottle out and pour water in it. So it makes it look like he's drinking his drink and getting lit with everybody. But he's fully aware while everybody else is disoriented.
Yeah.
So he's fully aware what's going on. And especially in today's society, that's so smart. Like that was so profound to me because I was like, bro, he's someone that's taking charge of his day and his environment everywhere he's at. He's never not knowing what's going on. He's never not aware of what's going on. And nowadays, if one woman say you did something, even if you didn't do it, most likely you're going down with no proof.
Yeah, always.
It's going to always be there wherever it's yours.
For sure.
So even in those situations, it's always smart to have that in the back of your mind. Like he said, even with business deals, like, you know, like I know people on Wall Street, they take like team like trips to the bars and stuff like that. They'll get lit, start celebrating about different things and everything. He was with his team one time and he had a meeting with one of the dudes. And while everybody else was drinking, he acted like he got a Henny and Coke, but he really just had Coca-Cola in there. And he was drinking and everything. And while dude was lit, he started pouring out all his business secrets to the 50. I was like, bro, this dude playing chess.
Yeah.
But that's like, imagine how aware you can be and how much more you can do and get accomplished if you actually had a mindset of, while everybody else partying and getting lit, I'm going to be here and assessing the situation, assessing my surroundings, shaking hands and kissing babies or the people that I need to get around, getting business with and everything. While they enjoying themselves,
Right.
they can be more likely to hear what I have to say, be more likely to sign this paper
Yeah.
and sign the deal real quick, you know what I'm saying? But in general, I just feel like it's smart for, especially y'all that's in college too. I know a lot of people that's watching us is in college. Make sure you're watching your surroundings. If you're living that lifestyle, whatever it is, be smart, be wise.
Absolutely. Be safe.
Be safe, have accountability, people. If you can't refrain from it, do so. If not, have people that's going to hold you accountable and keep you safe, babysit you, whatever it is. Because we don't need nobody getting on in those situations. We know y'all live in life. We know people are different phases of their walk with Christ and everything. So just make sure you are doing your best to stay safe, be wise, and not getting caught up in situations like those because one of those situations can end your whole life.
Literally.
One.
All it takes is
One
one
second.
Take us 5 seconds.
one split second.
Literally 5 seconds. And we was arguing about what's the order of money, power,
Money,
respect.
power, respect. Yeah.
Go ahead, JP. Take
Money, power, respect.
what's your order, JP?
So my order was strictly money, power, respect. That was my order. Got me at like, you know, once you get money, you get the power. Once you have power, you have respect. But, you know, the wicked does use that and kind of run with that. You know, because when they have power, you know, they kind of take that. They can take advantage of it, right? So, you know, it's just kind of how you view it though. But that's my order though. Money, power, and respect. That's my order.
What's yours, Mom? Or whoever.
I just feel like it's a situational thing. Like it really depends, like how you perceive life. Like, of course, everybody want to be rich, everybody want power, everybody want respect. But I feel like to get respect, you have to earn that. Like that has to be something that's earned. So I feel like power and respect go kind of hand in hand. Like once you have power, somebody's gonna respect you. So it's like a slippery slope with me. Like I don't have a certain order with that. Like I'm not really sure.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say because it just really depends, like where you are in life. Like you may not need money right now, but you want like respect.
Right.
So
I'll probably say, probably respect first, money then power, in a way, because some people who hold power don't have any money. It's just based off who their family members were, who their friends, the people that they know. I feel like some people have a hold of power because of people who they know and who they're associated with. Like you can be broke as ever, not have a single dollar in your account, but just because I know this person, I hold that significant amount of power because I know that person knows that person. It's like a domino effect. Personally, for real.
Y'all, you hang around.
So I'll definitely say like it really just depends on how you how you perceive what power is, because power does always just comes from money. It can come from people you know. And also what else? Now I'll leave it with those two. It could be money or also the people that you know that can to be able to acquire power in my terms.
And I feel like too much come with power. Like you don't want that kind of stress on
Yeah,
you. Like
for sure.
speaking from like the show power, you see how James ended up.
There's
Like,
so much stuff to come behind it.
yeah, so it just really
I like that though. Like just breaking it down because your network is your net worth.
Right.
So in regards to that, I would say respect. Because when people respect you, then they're more likely to trust you. And when you trust somebody, you're more likely to give them money, invest in them. Whatever they're selling, you're more likely to buy because you trust in their service, you trust in what they got going on, you trust in their character. And then I feel like that's when the money comes, you multiply whatever you have to multiply. That's where the real power comes in because now you have more influence. You're able to expand your influence. So I agree with that. I agree with you at first, JP, but then when you broke that down like that, I was like, hold on, now you're right. Because I feel like it's respect, then money, then power.
But like I said though, I mean it's all different because it's all a different level, man. Like, you know, you're gonna get to one point in life, you're gonna reach a certain level and you're gonna sit back and just say, yeah, I made it. Like, you know, I'm good here. Like, you know, or are you either just gonna keep chasing? Like it's just either it's gonna be an endless thing. I mean, it's just kinda, you know, everybody's perspective on, you know, success, money, power, respect, the level is different. So
Cause you definitely can have influence without money.
yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
What do y'all consider influence? Y'all consider that power? Do y'all consider that respect from other people?
I consider influence power.
That's
For sure, 100%.
Me
Definitely.
Yeah. I agree with y'all, but I feel like it can be respect
think it
and
can be
power. It can be both because
you wouldn't respect anybody who influence you. So I definitely see it.
yeah,
Can be,
you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
It definitely
so-
can be because if I have such an influence on a lot of people in this world, I feel like automatically that
respect
comes with respect. Because like for me to have this amount of influence, it has to come with some type of respect. Because if people don't respect you, what influence do you really have on people? You know what I'm saying? Always, like I said, always starts with a foundation. If I'm introducing myself to somebody or a group of people, based on how I speak and how I word my words, automatically people are going to drive to the people who, of course, who can speak well, who motivates them. It always comes to a point where some type of benefit has to do with them, you know. And when it leads to them benefiting off of you, it kind of leads to an influence. Like now, like okay, this person is doing this for me. You know what I'm saying? Now it leads to other people coming in. Now that has influence. Like I respect you as a person because you have influence on this person and that person. Now I know if you have influence on them. Now I know you can have a significant influence on me as well because I'm not too much different from that person as well. So I definitely could say it would be
But it's a lot of influences, bad influence though.
That's facts.
Like a lot.
yeah.
That's facts.
I mean, hey, to
That's
just
a
own though.
fact.
What's it? So what would you say?
It's bad
It's
influence.
not like what would be the big difference between, because some people think a bad influence is a good influence and vice versa.
All right, so bad influence. But then this is like where it gets like more detailed because it's like think about the artists in the world, the grown women artists in the world. That's the music they have dropped right now. Y'all know what they dropping right now. What they talking about? The same thing over and over again. Now imagine your future daughter listening to what they talking about. That's considered a bad influence.
For sure. I
Because your
wouldn't.
child's being pre-exposed to something
Right,
that
yeah.
they not even supposed to be knowing about right now.
I wouldn't even let them
But-
even get the chance to listen to that.
From their point of view, it's looking like why you letting your child listen to me in the first place.
But the thing is, that's something that you can't control though.
Yeah, because once
That
you're
you
outside
can't
of your
control
house,
that.
yeah.
So like in that situation, what would y'all consider that?
I mean, the type of influence, bad or good.
Would that be bad? Would that be a bad influence? Good influence? I mean, I don't think it's good influence. at all.
It'll be
Because
bad
that's a good
because-
influence.
yeah.
To them.
I say it's a neutral influence. I don't know.
I mean, I would say a bad influence
it's bad
because
regardless.
if you go outside, whatever you do outside the house, that's on you, because you can run into somebody and they can tell you like, "Hey, you heard this song, girl? You heard this song, boy? By such and such." Boom, you listen to it. Now, really, that's a bad influence because that person came to you. But I won't even blame
I get
them
what
though.
you're saying,
You know what I'm saying? Because
they're intentionally
It's not
putting
bad.
you
I was
in.
about to say
because
it's
they
not
probably
bad
don't think
intent,
it's bad because they, like, again, mentally they don't think
So
it's
would
bad.
you say the people that they go out here and surround themselves around is the bad influence?
Partially. They Yeah, partially yes. I won't say 100% because you can't get mad at a person for only what they know.
Cause everybody raised different. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. People only know a certain amount of things, so I can't get mad. Like for example, a dog only knows what sleep and poop and eat, right?
Yeah.
I can't get mad if it's not doing what I tell it to do because it only does what it knows.
Yeah,
You can't get mad. Just, prime example for if I'm switching to a human being, if they only know like listen to this music, doing these type of human behaviors that I'm operating in, and it's bad, but they don't know that, you can't get mad at them for that because they weren't taught that, they weren't grown in the household
They
that
don't,
represent.
they don't know it's bad.
Yeah, you know.
But you know the crazy,
Or they don't know the effects that it has on them.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get mad at what they don't know.
So I was gonna say, do you really think it's like a bad influence if it like doesn't like determine what they do? Like, say if they just listening to the music, but they don't really,
I think
kind of pursue what like. What
I think that only
behind it?
comes
Yeah.
with people that's more mature and knowing I can listen to this and know not to act on it.
Because you know who I'm gonna speak on, these NBA YoungBoy
Yeah,
fans,
like-
he got them in a chokehold.
Nah.
Like they, so.
No cap. But
It's
it takes a
what I'm
special
saying, like-
maturity to be able to listen to certain music and not act on what they're talking
Yeah,
about in the song.
exactly.
Because music is powerful. What you let in your ears is powerful
Exactly.
because everything in your body is a doorway into your spirit and everything too as well.
and it's
So it's like
and it's a lot like the instruments that they use in the music,
the
bro.
beats,
That's how it
the
gets to
beats,
you.
all that. It can change your emotion, all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's why like if you go to the gym, you ain't finna listen to no R&B.
Yeah.
You ready to
Pump,
push the weights. Like you trying to listen to something that's gonna get you lit.
Yeah.
So nah, I definitely agree with that, bro. I just feel like, yeah, it's perspective, but then it's also just more so what's the overall goal
Got you.
of this situation. And either way it is, whether I'm an adult or a kid, do we really need to be listening to this? But again, music is art.
Yeah, music
Everybody's
is
sharing
art.
their own
Yeah,
thing.
really.
You don't have to listen.
You don't
to
have
it.
to listen to
You don't have to listen to it.
People take it.
So I think it is perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, people just take it in differently. Like they may hear one thing, but how could you really be listening to this? But whole time they could be taking something totally different. from what
Completely,
the
yeah.
message
They
is
could
saying.
just listen to the beat.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
even listening
Like-
to the words. Or
And I feel like that's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Because your words are powerful, and I've witnessed that secondhandly with like with one of my friends. I don't even want to speak on it, but just prime example, like something that happened, but he recently spoke on it. Now it ended up happening, but he didn't realize it though. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't realize that whatever you speak, it's power in your words. Like it's definitely it's real.
Watch what you
For
say,
sure.
boy.
You definitely gotta watch what you say.
And before we I want to ask y'all just one more just one question. Each one of us gonna go around the room, but before we got here, I want to ask. I can go first, or I can go last. It don't matter. But I want to ask, what's one thing as a man that you want to work on and get better at to be the better you for the future and everything? Because
Good question.
I don't want us to have this whole conversation, but then of saying this is a situation or pointing fingers at anybody, but not without making sure that we're growing on ourselves and making sure that we're doing the things that we have to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
So hold ourselves accountable, take steps forward, become better men, and be able to break that stigma of what people have on black men as a whole. Because not every black man cheat, not every black man abusing their girl, I'm saying all the different stigmas or whatever it is. Like letting people know that there's still quality black men out there, and there's quality black men that out here that's slip up but know how to bounce back and grow from that and become a better man. So what's one thing that y'all personally want to grow at within the next 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is? That way we can come back to this episode and be like, dang, that's something I wanted to work on, and I actually got better. I'm proud of myself. Type 5.
So I'm gonna use an analogy. So me personally, as a young man, I definitely want to work on my structure. And meaning by structure, I'm pertaining to it as a tree. And what I mean by that is certain trees have different branches, right? Different length, different amount of branches on the tree. And the reason why I compare it to a tree is because if you actually look at the structure of a tree and how many branches it yields from that tree, I take that as, because fruit comes from a tree, right? So the more branches you have, the more fruit yields on that tree. So I want to have my structure like a tree where I have plenty of branches. So if somebody ever comes to me, I want to make sure I can supply them with the correct fruit that they need to be supplied with.
That's good.
So I'll definitely say that structure like a tree.
That's good, boy.
For sure.
I definitely say my emotions. Like I'm an emotional person, and not as like a crying person, but I'm just like
Passionate.
Yeah, I'm a passionate person, so I take a lot of stuff serious. Like especially when I love something, I'm going all in with it. Like I'm not gonna play about it. So, but I definitely say, but sometimes my emotions could get in the way, and it could cloud my judgment sometimes on how I think, how I react to something, what I may say, what I may do. So I definitely think the work in progress for me is my emotions for sure.
Have more patience.
Yeah, having more patience and everything. Yeah, like
That's a
for
I
sure.
feel like you gain that right quick.
How do I fly? I gain it.
Like, what's something that you can
What's
do
something-
to basically take that step towards that?
I mean, just taking it slow, like and just thinking before how I react.
Yeah,
Like
not
that's really
reacting,
the biggest thing. Like you just gotta kind of like just stop yourself, like put a pause, like let me get myself together. All right, and then let me go ahead and say what I gotta say. But just I think that's just taking my time when I do stuff and not just rushing and saying what I gotta say.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
I would really say like just giving more people grace and being able to like forgive. Like, sometimes like it's not that serious, bro. It's okay to forgive, bro. Don't forget, but it's all right to forgive. Man. So I would I would just say definitely just giving more grace to people and understand everybody is human. Excuse me.
For sure. That's a good, my boy. For me, I'll probably say, my systems. So we had just left this prayer service and everything. We was talking about systems, and systems in general, as far as like your habits,
Got you.
and all that, like different things that you do on a day-to-day basis that results in having different results throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. But with that, me just work on my bad habits, like anything I do that's bad or that I don't like about myself. So like me pressing snooze on my phone, I don't bang with it. Why am I pressing snooze? I'm not banging with it. So trying to break out of that habit of pressing snooze. Me saying I'm gonna do this, but then procrastinating. I'm not trying to procrastinate. Stop procrastinating. Like these different things that make me mad to myself of like, bro, like dang well you could have pushed this out or did this, but you chose to wait to the last minute.
Right.
Why? What's the reason? Like, where's the root of this? Like, actually taking more for initiative. There you go. Taking more initiative to actually do things without anybody having to tell me to do it. Taking more initiative to why I having to even think about it, knowing that I built the habit of the point to where it's like if I see it, it's done type vibe. Or if I got it assigned to me, it's done. Ain't no waiting last minute. Ain't no procrastinating. I gotta break out of that college habit of when the teacher give you an assignment and it's 2 weeks out, wait until Saturday night to get something out that's due on that Sunday. I can't do that no more. So breaking out of that mindset and basically having more initiative in my situations in my life and just doing things to where it's like I don't have to really put too much thought in. I'm gonna make it second nature, like brushing my teeth in the morning. I want to make everything that I have to do second nature to where it's like if I know I have to get this done, if I know I gotta change the events in the studio or whatever it is, let's go and get it done. Ain't no waiting last minute to get these things done or for someone else to tell me to do it. So just working on that, bro.
That was good talk.
I like that.
It's Lord.
Good talk.
Definitely good.
Anything else I want to say to them? Instagrams, tips, tricks, whatever before we get out of here.
Yeah, I got
Future self.
2 things. One thing, do not be afraid of wearing the same clothes. And let me tell you something. Prime example for myself. I feel like when you take importance on that, or you just like to spend your money on clothes, don't get me wrong. If you want to buy clothes, by any means, do as you please. But as far as if you're trying to save money and you have a goal that you're trying to reach and a objective that you're trying to complete, that comes with sacrifice. So me personally, I like clothes, I like shoes, I like that. I like fashion. I mean, me personally, if I know if that's a sacrifice that's gonna be able to lead me one day to be able to buy whatever I want, buy my friends, my parents, whatever the case may be, then I'm gonna do that. I take very much pride in wearing the same thing because I'm thankful at the end of the day. Like you gonna get laughs. Like, didn't you say I don't know yesterday? Like the other day before? I'm like, yeah, bro, but it comes like the sacrifice comes with that. Like I know by me wearing the same stuff multiple times every other day, soon it will come to a point of time in my life where we'll reap the benefit. For me doing that, I'll be able to buy whatever I want because the money that I save, not just buying anything that's useless and that's depreciating by the day and by the hour. So for anybody out there who, you know what I'm saying, who feel like they have to be up to par because of the friends you with or whatever the case may be, don't let that phase you at all. Continue doing what you want to do. Continue to, you know what I'm saying, just be who you are as a human being. Be true to yourself. That's what you have to do. Take that sacrifice.
Be content.
For real.
For sure.
And one more thing also, you know, for all the new viewers out there, if you would love to, you know what I'm saying, please subscribe and like to my
Yeah.
to the More Purpose podcast, man.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe,
That's
follow.
love, man.
Let's
Please.
go.
Let's run it up.
If you're not locked in, what are you doing?
Right.
You
Come on,
locked
man.
in.
Come on, man.
Babe. But I would like to say for those that feels like you have to be what your environment is showing you. You don't have to be that. You can branch out of that. You can be the light. You can be the one that separates yourself from everyone else and leads them on the right path of where they need to be at. And also, just make sure that you're the person that's grateful no matter where your situation is. Like bro said, like
It could always be worse.
it can always be worse. There's someone that has it worse than you. I know that's not trying to minimize your situation, but remember where God has gotten you. Remember where you are right now. Remember that you woke up this morning. That's enough signs. That's enough wonders of showing you, one, there's more purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And two, that you have more to do and that God's not finished with you yet. So remember that. Always show love. Always show grace. You know what I'm saying? Get to that bag. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
And one thing I'm gonna leave y'all with is when you walk in the room, be the light. Don't be the
Facts.
darkness.
Facts.
I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Any room that you walk in there with confidence. You take over the room. And don't ever give up on your dreams. Anything that you got, keep chasing your dreams. And understand that wherever you put here in life, wherever your purpose is, you will find. That's why you're here.
Purpose.
For sure.
Yes,
On
sir.
purpose.
More purpose, baby.
Yes,
You got anything more?
I was just gonna say, like, be serious about your dreams, man. Your life can literally change in 1 year.
Absolutely.
Facts.
So if you're serious about something, take it serious. Invest in it. Do what you need to do. Like, so that's really all I gotta say.
Oh, and to my man, be the standard. Anybody that come at you with a stereotype, whatever it is, be like, bet, take it personal. And show them why you're that guy. Show them
personal.
Show them why you're him. You know what I'm saying? Like Deion Sanders said.
Deion,
It's
man.
personal.
It's personal, baby.
Personal.
Personal. But nah, be the godly man that you've been called to be. For the woman, be the godly woman that you're called to be. Be the prize. Show people why you're worth it. Show people your value. And show people why you are the whole table. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stand on that. Make sure you stand on business. But other than that, like they said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Show some love. Send it to a friend. Comment down what y'all favorite topic was. What's y'all thoughts on whatever we talked about. And follow my boys. Y'all want to show y'all Instagrams? No, yes, it don't matter.
If you don't want to follow, I'm not active like that. But if you want to follow by any means.
My Instagram is hfm.don, D-O-N.
And when y'all see his page, make sure y'all spam on his comments, drop some music. Please. Appreciate y'all.
Facts. And mine is easy
He on
easy
Facebook.
money B.32.
There you go.
Yeah. EASYMONEY period B lowercase b 3 and a 2.
There you go, boy. Thought you gonna mess it up.
My page is the More Purpose podcast.
There you go.
I follow that.
And then for those that you know what I'm saying, if you want a photo shoot, Sellers Media. And if you want to get more views of me and Marlon's personal life, go to my personal page at @ClarenceLee_. Other than that, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Look out for the new episodes coming out. And leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Other than that, we gone.
Sirski.
Appreciate you having
Time
me,
to
my
play
boy.
2K, fellas.
Let's go.
Time to go, baby.
Let's go.
Y'all be safe.